Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode on the HermitCraft Feed the Beast server. So I'm over here at my bee area once again, and yeah, I was playing around with those trees that we were doing from last episode, and I did a bit of it off camera, and I actually ended up getting the new tree. DMAC has been doing some Thaumcraft and now it's thundering. At least it's not as crazy as it was a few moments ago. It's going non-stop. Maybe he's doing more Thaumcraft, I don't know. But I was finally able to get those trees after breeding it for a while, but I wasn't able to do it here. I ended up going over to this rainforest, just, you know, different biome right next door. And yeah, as you can see up here, I have trees going, but I don't have the new sapling. Now what happened was I bred the trees and I was playing around with this stuff, and a couple hours later DMAC was messing around with some of the managers over at the base, and he put a chest on a manager that was trying to, I guess, put items into another chest. I really don't know how that works, but basically he broke the server and we had to roll back 12 hours. This lightning is so annoying. I'm going to turn off the sound. Hopefully that will fix it. So I already bred these trees. And I know this works by putting it right over here in this rainforest biome to get that new sippery sapling, sippery tree. Okay, so what is this? This is a yellow Moranti. Let's try a couple more of these. Sorry about the sound, guys. That thunder has just been going pretty much non-stop. Is that it? There we go. There's the sippery. I think that's how you pronounce it. I really don't know. There's two of them. Awesome. Yeah. So this is what I had to do. I mean, I was doing everything right. The bees were working. The trees were the right combination. It was just the wrong biome. Oop. Oh, I still got the sapling. That's cool. Okay. So we got some of these. So let's take a look at them real quick in the treealizer so we can finally see what these saplings are all about. So we stick it in there. So it's got normal saplings, matures normal, large height, girth of 1 by 1. So you only need one sapling to grow it. Lowest yield, sappiness lower. I'm really not sure what sappiness means. But it says right here growth tropical. But what's interesting is it says native to plains. So I'm not really sure what all of this means. It supports jungle, which I assume means you can crossbreed it with a jungle tree and it'll produce the cocoa beans. But so I was looking at the other stats on this and I wasn't really seeing anything interesting. Okay, so it says tropical. Well, I was able to breed it here, right? So I tried growing the tree here in this rainforest biome and it just wouldn't go. Let's head over, grab some stuff so we can try growing in different places. Oop. If you jump while you are flying around, you go super fast with this quantum armor. So let's see. I wanted to grab dirt and a bone meal. Dirt, bone meal. Let's grab, half a stack of those should be fine. Okay, so we grow it over here in the rainforest. Let's just put it right by these trees. Okay, so we put the dirt down, plant the sapling. We'll use this one. And if we click on it with the bone meal, nothing happens. I thought this was really interesting. So it says tropical, so I tried a few different other biomes. I went to swamp biome. I went to a jungle biome. I went to plains because it says it's native to plains. I tried everything. I was searching around for like 2 hours just trying to get this sapling to work, and I couldn't get it to grow. Turns out the only biome that I can get this thing to grow in is right over here on the other side of our red mountains. We have a extra biomes, I think that's what it's called, that mod. Extra biomes mini jungle. Mini jungle. So it does actually grow here. And the mini jungle, if you don't know, actually has quicksand and other stuff in it. This quicksand's kind of cool if you've never seen it before. Like if you walk into it, you start sinking, and then it acts like you're actually in a block or whatever. So you start taking suffocation damage. Some pretty cool stuff there. But yeah, we can take the tree here, put down the dirt, and the sapling and bone meal it, and bam. Wait, was that the right tree? Nope, that was the wrong tree. Fail. Okay. Let me grab the dirt back and we'll plant the right tree. Yeah, that's one of the problems with the items auto-filling your hotbar. So let's do this. Is this the right one? Yeah, sippery. Okay, and bam. There we go. There's the new tree. So the bark is actually kind of interesting looking. But the wood from this tree is what's called green heart. It's kind of a weird name, but if we go and chop down the tree, you will be able to see why. So let me grab this out. Let me see if I can turn the sounds back on. Maybe the thunder stopped. I don't like playing without sounds. Nope, thunder's still going. Well, let's see if we can just go through it. So this is green heart wood. You can see the trunk is kind of a weird green color. Let's take that back. And the planks are very green. Okay, so there's that and that. So that's pretty cool. I'm sure we could find a use for this somewhere. And if nothing else, like these planks mixed around with a bunch of different ones could probably make a pretty unique pattern. There's a sapling to fill. Let's grab that guy. But yeah, the logs, I kind of like the way those look. That could possibly make an interesting floor pattern too. Like we do one of these numbers. Kind of like that. Yeah. Alright, so let's grab this stuff back. Whoop. And yeah, I don't really need to grab all those saplings. I've already gotten a couple of them. I have 3 of them in my inventory, so I can just grow those at any time. Okay. Yeah, there's DMAC, the cause of all the thunder. Yeah, so that's awesome that I was finally able to grow that tree. Now, I believe there's only 2 more different types of trees that I need, but I don't think we're going to worry about growing those today. I got some other plans that I want to do. So let's grab this thing and put these away. The green heart wood and the sippery saplings. Man, that thunder is so annoying. Let me try turning it down to 15% or something. I don't like the sounds completely off, but okay, so I will put these grafters away too. We don't need those at the moment. And the bone meal and the dirt. Okay, so what I want to work on today, we have been getting all of those tiny piles of dust from the bees, right? All the combs come in, they get processed down there in the centrifuge. The tiny piles go into the AE system, and as you've seen here, I got quite a lot of the full piles of dust. Most of that was from, telling my AE system to auto-craft it, but there's another way that I've been doing this that I haven't really shown you guys, so let's go over that today. There's an item in HermitCraft in one of the newest updates, I believe it was added in one of the newest updates, called a Fabricator, and these things are awesome. It's like an auto-crafting table, but better. So the Fabricator uses a crafting table, some iron, some stone, and these engineering bricks which are made out of the zirconium ingots. We can see here that it uses zirconite ingots. We can see here that it uses 4 of those, some redstone, and some random stone bricks, either the cracked, the circle, or chiseled stone, whatever they call that, mossy, or the regular stone bricks. So yeah, we make these red engineering bricks, and then let's see, it's 4 of those engineering bricks makes the Fabricator. So I have all of that set up in this system here. If I hold down shift, you see we can make the engineering bricks here, which turn into the Fabricator. So I can just tell my system to make a Fabricator. Just go ahead and begin, craft one of those, and there we go. There's the Fabricator. These things are pretty cool. Okay, so let me take a chest, stick it right next to it, and, well, for instance, let me grab some dust. Let's do titanium dust. Just grab some of these guys, and we will set the pattern on the Fabricator. We can just do this, 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 and yeah, it puts those ghost blocks here, so we got the full stack, and it shows what it creates. And then what's cool about these Fabricators is with no additional power or anything else, it will search inventories of the blocks next to it and craft those automatically, and it will stick it in its inventory here. So if I just put this tiny piles of titanium dust, you can see it quickly gets pulled out of there, and now we have 16 regular titanium dust. That's pretty awesome. This also has other settings, like you can turn it off, or you can make it so it automatically crafts if it doesn't have any redstone signal. You can make it so it only does it if it has a redstone signal, or you can set it to it's a pulse, which means like a button press. Every time you press a button or something, it will craft once. So this is very useful for what I'm doing with these blocks. Let's go ahead and pull these things out of here. So another thing that we can do, let's see, there's something called an interface. I think we've seen these before. I'm going to need one of those and a cable. Let's grab some of those. Oops, can't take that one out. So we can do this, put the cable right like that, put down the interface, and we can set an export config here. So if we come in here, let's do more titanium dust. And we can say, let me break this down, export 4 of those. So this thing will always have 4 in its inventory. So if we put the Fabricator down next to this, and we set the pattern on the Fabricator, it's just going to craft all of them. This thing's always going to put 4 in its inventory. This one's always going to craft those items. So let's turn that off. Did I craft all of them? I'm not even sure. No, I still got some more tiny piles of titanium dust. Awesome. Okay, so let's put this stuff away. Right. So this will take care of our auto crafting. I mean, we can use our molecular assembler chamber to do it for us. Down here, I've created a pattern for the titanium dust and a lot of these other ones. But I mean, if we can use these fabricators and the interfaces, there's really no point. Another thing that we could do with these export configs, say we want, we could do this ruby dust, or is this olivine? I'm not sure. This is olivine. So we could do multiple different things. So this would export both the titanium and the olivine dust. So we stick another auto crafter on this block. We could stick another one on top, on the side, on the bottom. So we could have it doing, I don't know, what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different crafts automatically through these fabricators. We need 5 fabricators but 1 interface, and that would be pretty cool. Then we could use routers to pull the items out of the fabricator, and then we can put those back into the interface. So these interfaces, they export items, but you can also pipe items back into them, and they will go right into the system. So that is very awesome. Okay, so we have this. We've seen how to auto craft using the export configs. Let's take these things out of here. I think I can just, if you shift click them back in here, since it's not in the export config, it just goes right back into the system. That's pretty cool. So let's take this back. Okay, so this is pretty much how I've been doing the auto crafting down here. There's also some other things that I'm doing back behind the scenes that I haven't really shown you guys. But yeah, these 4 dusts right here are being auto crafted in that way. Let's go take a look at what I got back here real quick. So I got a few fabricators. I can compact this and use less interfaces if I want to, but I just put 1 interface for each fabricator for right now. And this one's doing the ruby dust, and this one's doing the tin dust, and the copper, and finally the iron over here. And once this gets 1 more tiny pile of iron, crafts it, and up here I have a router that's extracting from the bottom sides of the fabricators, and it's ejecting to the north, which would be this interface right here. So when these craft, the router takes the items out of its crafted inventory, and you can see it just did those particles right there. It takes it out of the crafted inventory, sticks it right in the interface, so now it's all auto-crafted and stuck back into the ME network, which is very cool. So there's some other things back here that I'm doing. I think we've kind of seen some of this stuff before. This is the oily propolis. I'm automatically squeezing the oily combs from the bees. They're going into the network, and then they're being exported through this export bus into the center chest. The center chest goes over to where I'm squeezing the oil and where the steam boilers are. So we can always keep the excess oily propolis over here. This one is, I'm not sure what this one is. Oh, I'm sending impregnated frames to the silk wisps if I get less than 50,000 of them. So, I mean, there's a few cool things that we're doing here. We can talk about that in just a little bit. Let's see, what else am I doing? I am automatically squeezing the seed oil. Let's go back here real quick. I don't think I've shown this either. Okay, so this is where we're squeezing the seed oil. The seed drops come in here from the network. They get squeezed in the squeezer and they get piped into this tank here, and that's the energy tesseract that's powering that. This contraption right here, I'm pretty sure I haven't shown yet. It's a little difficult to explain, but we have two carpenters here. One here that's oak wood, creating the impregnated sticks with seed oil. It is getting the seed oil from this liquid tesseract right between the two. Let's see if I can flab it. Maybe you'll see it better. So carpenter here, getting the seed oil from this tesseract. Up front, I have an energy tesseract, which is providing both of those power. This one's getting the power from the redstone energy conduit, and this one's getting the power directly by touching this energy tesseract. Okay, so I have an export bus here that's taking oak wood, putting it into a relay, and this relay is ejecting those items into the carpenter, filling up this inventory. I tried a few different ways to get the ME network, the export bus, to just put items into the carpenter, but no matter what I did, whether it be from the sides or the top or the bottom, the logs would always end up right here. So I had to use the relay from the side to push the items into its inventory, and that way I can use the ME network to automatically fill up these carpenters to automatically create impregnated sticks. Now, as you can see right now, it's not actually creating anything. Okay, so what I have down below, let's see. Down below right here, this is a level emitter. This puts on a redstone signal when we have so many items in our ME storage. So right here I have an impregnated stick, and I said if there's 5,000 of them, emit a redstone signal. I was going to say emit a redstone limit because I was reading this. Yeah, if there's more than 5,000, emit a redstone signal. So if we look in the inventory, if we look in my inventory, we can see I have 24,400 of them. So it's going to not be crafting these for quite some time. Underneath the carpenters, I have an import bus, which is only going to import impregnated sticks that these carpenters create. So I can, change this up. So it says like 50,000 emit a redstone signal. We have 24,000 in there. So this turns off, which allows this energy tesseract to power the other things. This only emits a signal if the redstone signal is low, which means it's off. And this emits a redstone signal depending on how many items we want in the network. So yeah, it's kind of complicated to really explain, but it makes sense like if you've done it. So now that there's less than 50,000 in the network, these carpenters are getting power, so they're just going to chug along and make all the impregnated sticks. But if we set this back down to 5,000, that light comes on, this energy tesseract no longer provides power, and these will go until their internal power buffer goes away, and it looks like it's stopped right now. So yeah, this is how I've been automatically crafting the impregnated sticks. So back, if we go back over here, we gotta go back downstairs, back behind the scenes. Let's head over here. Okay, so back behind the scenes, I have another level emitter right here. And this guy is turning on and off depending on how many impregnated frames are in the network. If there are if there are more than 100 frames in the network, it'll turn on the signal. Let's see, emit when levels are below limit. Okay, so if there's less than 100 in the network, it will turn on the light. And this auto crafter, this fabricator, only works when the redstone signal is turned on. So when there's less than 100 in the network, this starts crafting all of the impregnated frames that it can. See right here, I'm exporting 8 impregnated sticks in a string, and that's what it needs to auto craft that. So yeah, that's how I'm automatically making the impregnated frames, and over there is how I was automatically creating the impregnated sticks. Okay, so I have these other level emitters here, and I briefly went over those a minute ago, but for instance, this one is setting the impregnated frames to the silk wisp. When I have less than 50,000 silk wisps in the system, it will turn on a redstone, it will turn on this level emitter. And then this will only send impregnated frames to the center chest if the redstone signal is on. So when we drop below 50,000 silk wisps, this is going to send frames over to my alvearies, and it's going to be like, okay, we need a lot more of this stuff. And then all the bees get all the frames, and it starts mass producing that stuff. So same thing with this one right here. This is for the seed drops. If there's less than 100 seed drops in the network, it's going to start putting frames over there, piping over to the center chest, and they get put into the alvearies by the routers. So yeah, this is a way that I'm keeping a certain amount of items in my network all of the time. So it's kind of complicated. I hope you guys understand what what I got going on here. I know it's kind of hard to explain it, but you can see here that we got 102 of these impregnated frames. If I were to take some out, let's see, there's 101. If I take some of these out, it's going to start auto crafting them. You can see right now that's jumped up to 108. I can take those out again. Drop this back down, and it's going to auto craft more of them. So yeah, it's trying to keep 100 in the system all the time. When it drops below 100, crafts more. Same thing for the seed drops. We drop below, I think I had that set for 100 as well. It'll send frames over to the farmed bees. They'll start producing combs really fast, and we'll get seed oil faster. Same for the silk wisps. I don't have anything hooked up for the oil. We just have so much of that stuff. So let me put these impregnated frames back into my system here. Okay, but yeah, I did want to set up another one of these to automatically do the titanium dust, since we are getting that stuff. So let's go back here real quick and see if we can hook this up. This should take almost no time at all. So the ME systems are pretty easy. You don't even need to connect wires to them. As long as they're touching another block that's connected, they're connected. So all we have to do is just put a fabricator and an interface here, and then all we have to do is do titanium dust and just mark it, or say that we want 4 of those exported, and we have to tell the fabricator to auto craft those, and that's it. It's auto crafting it. The router over there should be automatically pulling the items out of the fabricators and sticking it back into the interface right next to it, and that goes back into our system. See, we're adding the titanium dust back into the system, which is very cool. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the AE stuff. Very, very cool. It's a little complicated, a little hard to wrap your head around when you're first getting into it, but it is so powerful. Yeah, very awesome. Alright guys, so I took a small little break there. I was getting kind of fed up with all the thundering, and it's still going on right now, but you can't hear it. And that's because I found out how to mute the thunder sounds in this game, so I can continue playing with my sounds and not be annoyed by all the thunder that's happening from the Thaumcraft stuff. So that is pretty awesome. So during that time, I decided that I want to start working on breeding the next tree, and I think it's called a wenge tree. I need some bone meal to do it, and we need to crossbreed the desert acacia, that guy that we got, I think, last episode, with a balsa. So yep, this will be our next trees that we're going to breed. Let's put some bone meal on there. Awesome. I set up the bees already, just the farmed bees. They are doing their thing, and hopefully soon we should get the wenge tree sapling. I don't believe this needs any special biome or anything to breed in, so this should be good to go right like this. Awesome. Okay, so some other things I wanted to look at. This AE storage network is pretty cool, but there's some things that I would like to start keeping a whole bunch of. Like right now, I'm throwing away all of my propolis, all my extra wax, all my extra honey drops, I think. I mean, there's only so much stuff that you can store on these 64K discs. And while I do have extra space available, it's not an issue right now. I would like to start holding on to certain items and just keeping a mass quantity of the stuff. For instance, like that oil down there, the oily propolis, I don't know if I'm ever going to use it all, but I don't want to throw it away either, and it is taking up a lot of space. Those silk wisps, I have 120,000 of them, I think. So yeah, that's taking up quite a bit of storage space too on these drives. So what I would like to do is start looking into using some other type of storage system. I don't want to go into that screen. So let's see. I was looking at some power things earlier, but what I want to do is look at, I think is it Mine Factory? It might be. There's an item called a deep storage unit. Let's see, where is it? Planter, fisher, harvester. Yeah, this thing's got a lot of cool stuff in it. I haven't really looked much into this mod at all. Auto spawner, unifier, oil fabricator. Yeah, lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff here. What do we got? Deep storage unit right there. Oh, you can't actually get it from there. So deep, derp. Deep storage unit. Okay, so this uses some ender pearls, some eye of enders, factory machine block, which is stone and plastic sheets, and more plastic sheets here, which is raw plastic, which is smelted rubber. So that's not bad at all. Okay, so to make 4 sheets, I need 4 rubber. So I need 3 of these sheets, and in here I need 3 more. So yeah, not too bad. Do I have any rubber here? Oh yeah, I do. So let's just take a stack of those. We'll go ahead and start smelting those up. All right, and what else do we need? We need ender pearls, some more plastic sheets, and this other stuff. So I guess we will head over to spawn. Let's pick up some of those items and check this out. I've never really played around with the deep storage units, but my understanding of them are they hold one single item similar to a barrel, but they can hold like 2 billion of one item. So we're going to need some blaze rods, and we are going to need some ender pearls. Let's grab some of these guys. Okay, so first things first, we need to craft some eye of enders. Oh, I didn't know I actually took stacks. I was trying to take singles. That's fine. Let's craft up some eye of enders. Okay. And let's see. It was the machine block. This. 2 eye of enders. I guess we'll craft up 3 of these. We have 3 machine blocks, 3 of those. So let's do 3. Excellent. And then these plastic sheets. Oh, and you get 4 per craft? Wow. Okay, let's put all this stuff away. So 4 per craft. That is super cheap. So if I put one of these down, right click on it, deep storage unit in, out. Up, in, and out. Oh, okay, so you can set which side can take items in and put items out. I think. I'm going to have to play around with this for a minute. So let's see. If we put some CD combs in. Let's put some more in. Okay, so it stores a stack here and then extra go right there. We have 2 things that say in. Huh. Up and down, in and out. Okay. That's interesting. Let's take this stuff back out. And what is that item from AE that you can use? Is it called like storage bus? Storage bus. Okay. So if we put a storage bus right here, flip it around, right? And then we stick one of these next to it. I don't think it has to be a specific position. Okay, so it's got a bunch of items there. And so, I don't know, do that. Okay, so if I go into my network here, there they are. CD comb. That is pretty awesome. Okay, so let's take these items out. Oh, and it gets pulled out too. Very cool. I like this. So we could essentially hook up a bunch of these deep storage units and not worry about these drives for things that are, you know, we're going to have quite a lot of. Let's see, what else can we do here? I want an export bus, perhaps? Let's craft one of those. Oh, do I not have the resources for that? What am I missing? Oh, it's doing something. What is it doing? Okay, well that was really weird. This thing kept saying that it was out of glass and it couldn't craft what I was telling it to craft. Finally, get it to work. I don't know what I did or why it was freaking out. Maybe it has to do with the fact that I had the ME storage bus attached to that, the deep storage unit. I really don't know, but that was weird. That took me a few minutes to try and get that to actually work. Okay, so I don't want you there. I want you right here. Okay, so that is attached. So if we take the export bus, can we do... Oh, it needs a cable. So let's grab an ME cable. I seem to have lost a bunch of these cables. I think it was crafting something and deleting the items. I don't know what happened, but I'm pretty sure I had like 30 of these cables earlier. Okay, so we attach that there, and we can stick this right like that, and we can tell this to export. Oh, I don't know. Let's do wax. Let's do something that we have a crazy amount of. So let's take one of these, stick it here, tell it to do stacks at a time, and what's happening? Okay, so it puts one in. So from the side, how do we tell which side's south? So this is east. If I say east, in, oh, there it goes. Oh yeah, look at that. We are putting so much of that stuff in here. Stored. Okay, now if I look at this thing, it should say the same amount. It shouldn't be going up or down. Right. So all the items are being transferred off of these drives and into that deep storage unit. That is pretty cool. So let's stop this thing. Take that out of there. We shouldn't be putting any more in. Okay, let's take that out of the in. I guess we can't do that. Okay, well, what I've been told is that you can take these deep storage units and break them, and they will remember what's inside, and they won't lose the stuff. So let's try that. Deep storage unit. Yeah, look at that. Contains 5,694 beeswax. Pick it up, move it. So it's like a barrel, but so much better. This thing is awesome. Okay, so I think I'm going to be using these deep storage units for quite a lot of things around here. Things that I want to have a high number of, like the silk wisps, probably the different minerals that we'll be getting. That'll be a great way to, pick the items up and move them somewhere else. Say I want to put them over at our main base. I can just put them in a deep storage unit and move, 2 billion items or whatever. So that is pretty awesome. All right, guys, I think that's going to do it for today's episode. Yeah, I'm just going to sit around, wait for these trees to breed. In fact, you know what? Let's go to the nether and come back real quick. Maybe it's already done its thing. Maybe we can get the new tree. Let's see. Do we have any new colored leaves up here? I don't think it's done anything just yet. Alright guys, yep, that's going to do it for today. I'm going to watch these trees, probably get the new saplings if this works, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys.